Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome back. We will be starting Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila, chapter number 15, the Transcendental Madness of Lord Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripa tampakate shikurum din tarinam parmananda madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. The following is a summary of the 15th chapter of Antya Lila. After seeing the Upala Bhog ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu once more began to feel ecstatic emotions. When he saw the garden on the beach by the sea, he again thought he was in Vrindavan, and when he began to think of Krishna engaging in his different pastimes, transcendental emotions excited him again. On the night of the Rasa dance, the gopis, bereaved by Krishna's absence, searched for Krishna from one forest to another. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adopted the same transcendental thoughts as the gopis and was filled with ecstatic emotion. Swarup Damodar Goswami recited a verse from Geet Govind just suitable to the Lord's emotions. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then exhibited the ecstatic transformations known as Bhavoday, Bhavasandhi, Bhavashabalya, and so on. The Lord experienced all 8 kinds of ecstatic transformations and he relished them very much. In the last chapter, we have been reading how Lord was feeling the feelings of separations. So let's begin verse 1. From verse 1, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripa tamam vande shigurum din tarinam parmananda madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Durgame Krishna Bhava Badhau Nimagno Magna Chetasa Gaurena Harina Prema Maryada Bhuri Darshita. The ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna is very difficult to understand even for such demigods as Lord Brahma. By enacting his pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu submerged himself in that ocean and his heart was absorbed in that love. Thus he exhibited in various ways the exalted position of transcendental love for Krishna. Verse 2, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Krishna Chaitanya Jai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Adhishwara Jai Nityananda Purnananda Kalevara. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Nityananda, whose body is always filled with transcendental bliss. Verse 3, Jai Dvaitacharya Krishna Chaitanya Priyatama Jai Shrivasa Adi Prabhura Bhaktagana. All glories to Sri Advaitacharya, who is very dear to Lord Chaitanya, and all glories to the devotees of the Lord headed by Shivas Thakur. Verse 4, E Mata Mahaprabhu Ratri Divase Atmasfurti Nahi Krishna Bhava Veshe. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot himself throughout the entire day and night, being merged in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Verse 5, Kabhu Bhave Magna Kabhu Ardha Bahya Sfurti Kabhu Bahya Sfurti Tine Rite Prabhu Sthiti. The Lord would maintain himself in 3 kinds of consciousness. Sometimes he merged totally in ecstatic emotion, sometimes he was in partial external consciousness, and sometimes in full external consciousness. Verse 6, Snana Darshan Bhojan Deha Swabhave Haya Komarer Chaka Yenas Satata Firaya. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always merged in ecstatic emotion, but just as a potter's wheel turns without the potters touching it, the Lord's bodily activities like bathing, going to the temple to see the Lord Jagannath, and taking lunch went on automatically. Verse 7, Ekadina Karena Prabhu Jagannath Darshana Jagannathe Dekhe Sakshat Vrajendra Nandana. One day while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at Lord Jagannath in the temple, Lord Jagannath appeared to be personally the son of Nanda Maharaj Sri Krishna. Verse 8, Eka Bare Svure Prabhura Krishnera Panchagune Kare Panchendriya Akarshna. When he realized Lord Jagannath to be Krishna himself, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's 5 senses were immediately absorbed in attraction for the 5 attributes of Lord Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Krishna's beauty attracted the eyes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna's singing and vibrations of his flute attracted the Lord's ears. The transcendental fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet attracted his nostrils. Krishna's Transcendental sweetness attracted his tongue, and Krishna's bodily touch attracted the Lord's sensation of touch. Thus, each of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's 5 senses was attracted by one of the 5 attributes of Lord Krishna. I repeat, the singing and vibration of Lord's flute attracted, Krishna's flute attracted Lord's ears, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ears. Krishna's beauty attracted the eyes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The transcendental fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet attracted Mahaprabhu's nostrils. Krishna's transcendental sweetness attracted Mahaprabhu's tongue, and Krishna's bodily touch attracted the Lord's sensation of touch. So this is how we have to dovetail our senses and their attraction to the Lord. This is what Mahaprabhu has showed us through his lila in Jagannath Puri. Verse 9, Ekamana pancha dike pancha guna tane tane tana tani prabhura mana haila agyane. So tanatani means a tug of war, and tane is attracted. So this is verse 9. Just as in a tug of war, the single mind of Lord Chaitanya was attracted in 5 directions by the 5 transcendental attributes of Lord Krishna, thus the Lord became unconscious. Verse 10. Hena kale ishwarera upala bhoga sarila bhakta gana mahaprabhure ghare lena aila. Just then the upala bhog ceremony of Lord Jagannath concluded, and the devotees who had accompanied Lord Chaitanya to the temple brought him back home. Verse 11. Swarup Ramananda edui janalena vilap karena dunhara kanthete dhariya. That night Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was attended by Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai, keeping his hands around their necks. The Lord began to lament. Verse 12. Krishnera viyoge radhara utkanthita mana vishakhare khare kahe apana utkantha karana. When Srimati Radharani was very agitated due to feeling great separation from Krishna, she spoke a verse to Vishakha explaining the cause of her great anxiety and restlessness. Verse 13. Sai shloka padi apane kare manastap shloker artha shunaya dunhare kariya vilap. Reciting that verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his burning emotions. Then with great lamentation he explained the verse to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai. Verse 14. Saundarya amrita sindhu bhang lalana chitta dris samplavakah karnanandis snamara snarama ramya vachanah kotindu shitangakah Saurabhyamrita Samplavrita Jagat Piyusha Ramyadharah Shri Gopendra Sutah Sa Karshati Balat Panchendriyani Ali Me. Ali is, O dear friend. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, though the hearts of the gopis are like high standing hills, they are inundated by the waves of the nectarian ocean of Krishna's beauty. His sweet voice enters their ears and gives them transcendental bliss. The touch of his body is cooler than millions and millions of moons together, and the nectar of his bodily fragrance floods the entire world. O my dear friend, that Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj and whose lips are exactly like nectar, is attracting my 5 senses by force. Purport. This verse is found in Govind Lilamrit 8.3, verse 15. Krishna Rupa Shabda Sparsha Saurabhya Adhara Rasa Yara Madhurya Kahan Nanayay Dekhi Lobhe Panchajana Ek Ashwa Mora Mana Chadi Panch Dike Dhaya. Lord Shri Krishna's beauty, the sound of his words, and the vibration of his flute, his touch, his fragrance, and the taste of his lips are all full of an indescribable sweetness. When all these features attract my 5 senses at once, my senses all ride together on the single horse of my mind, but want to go in 5 different directions. So this is the problem we all have, and Mahaprabhu is so kind that Krishna is so kind that in the lila as Mahāprabhu, he is describing them for us. Verse 16, Sakhi he Shuna mora dukhera karana mora panchendriya gana maha lampat dasayu gana sabe kahe hara paradhana. O my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. My 5 senses are actually extravagant rogues. They know very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they still want to plunder Krishna's property. Verse 17, Eka ashva eka kshane Panch panch dike tane ek mana kon dika yaye ek kale sabe tane gela ghodar parane e dukha sahan na yaye. My mind is just like a single horse being ridden by the 5 senses of perception, headed by sight. Each sense wants to ride that horse, and thus they pull my mind in 5 directions simultaneously. In what direction will it go? If they all pull at one time, certainly the horse will lose its force. How can I tolerate this atrocity? Verse 18, Indriye na kari rosha inha sabar kaha dosha Krishna rupadhira maha akarshana rupadi panch panche tane gela ghodar parane mor dehe na rahe jivana. My dear friend, if you say, just try to control your senses, what shall I say? I cannot become angry at my senses. Is it their fault? Krishna's beauties, sounds, touch, fragrance, and taste are by nature extremely attractive. These 5 features are attracting my senses, and each wants to drag my mind in different directions. Thus the life of my mind is in great danger. Just like a horse ridden in 5 directions at once, thus I am also in danger of dying. Verse 19, Krishna Rupamrita Sindhu Tahara Tarang Bindu Ek Bindu Jagat Dubaya Tri Jagate Yata Nari Tar Chitta Uchagiri Taha Dubai Age Uthi Dhai. Dubai means drowning. The consciousness of each woman within the 3 worlds is certainly like a high hill, but the sweetness of Krishna's beauty is like an ocean. Even a drop of water from that ocean can flood the entire world and submerge all the high hills of consciousness. Verse 20, Krishnera vachana madhuri nana rasa narmadhari tar anyaya kathan nayaya jagatera narir kane madhuri gune bandhi tane tana tani kaner pranayay. The sweetness of Krishna's joking words play indescribable havoc with the hearts of all women. His words bind women's ears to the qualities of their sweetness. Thus there is a tug of war and the life of the ear departs. This is verse 21. Earlier it was verse 20. Krishna anga shushitala ki kahimu tarabala chataya jine kotindu chandana Sashaila narir vaksha taha akarshite daksha akarshaye nari gana mana. Sushitala is very cool. I said Shashitala, so it should be Sushitala. Krishna's transcendental body is so cool that it cannot be compared even to sandalwood pulp or to millions upon millions of moon. It expertly attracts all the ladies which resemble high heels. Indeed, the transcendental body of Krishna attracts the minds of all women within the 3 worlds. Verse 22, Krishnanga Saurabhya Bhara Mriga Mada Madhara Nilo Palera Hare Garvadhana Jagat Narir Nasa Tara Bhitara Pate Vasa Nari Gane Kare Akarshana. The fragrance of Krishna's body is more maddening than the aroma of musk, and it surpasses the fragrance of the bluish lotus flower. It enters the nostrils of the women of the world, and making a nest there, thus attracts them. Verse 23. Krishnera adharamrita tate karpura mand smita swamadhurya hare narir mana anyatra chhadaye lobha na paile manek shobha vrajanari ganera mooladhana. Krishna's lips are so sweet when combined with the camphor of his gentle smile that they attract the minds of all women, forcing them to give up all other attractions. If the sweetness of Krishna's smile is unobtainable, great mental difficulties and lamentation result. That sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of Vrindavan. Verse 24. So in verse 23, we've been told that the smile is very attractive for all the gopis and all the women, and Krishna's smile is unobtainable, and great mental difficulties. And if his sweet smile is unobtainable, then the great difficulties and mental difficulties and lamentation occur. So the sweetness, that sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of the Vrindavan. That's why they're the highest of devotees. Unlike jivas of us kinds, we want this material happiness, that we want this bodily comfort, that bodily comfort. But the gopis, they were thinking that sweet smile to be their only wealth. So that's why they are the highest of the devotees of Lord Krishna. Verse 24. Eta kahi gaurahari dui janar kantadhari kahe shuna swarup ramaraye kahan karo kahan yana kahan gele Krishna pana dunhe more kahas upaye. After speaking in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu caught hold of the necks of Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar. Then the Lord said, "My dear friends, please listen to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Krishna? Please, both of you, tell me, how can I find him?" Verse 25. E mata Gaura Prabhu prati dine dine vilap karena Swarup Ramananda sane. Thus absorbed in a transcendental pain, Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu lamented day after day in the company of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai. Verse 26. Say dui jana prabhure kare ashwasana Swarup gaye rai kare shlok patana. Swarup Damodar Goswami would sing appropriate songs and Ramananda Rai would recite suitable verses to enhance the ecstatic mood of the Lord. In this way they were able to pacify him. Verse 27. Karnamrita Vidyapati Shri Geeta Govinda Ihar Shlok Geete Prabhura Karaya Ananda. The Lord specifically liked to hear Bilvamangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita, the poetry of Vidyapati, and Shri Geeta Govind by Jayadev Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu felt great pleasure in his heart when he associates chanted verses from these books. So the three books are Bilvamangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrit, the poetry of Vidyapati, and Shri Geeta Govind by Jayadev Goswami. Verse 28. And of course he would listen from Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam as well. Verse 28. Ek din Mahaprabhu samudra tire yaite pushpera udyan tatha dekhyena achambite. One day while going back to the beach by the sea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly saw a flower garden. This is verse 28. Moving to verse 29 now. Vrindavan bhrame tahan pashila dhana prema veshe bule tahan Krishna anveshya. Anveshya is to search for. Pashila is entered and dhana is running. Verse 30, the meaning is of the verse 29 is, Lord Chaitanya mistook that garden for Vrindavan and very quickly entered it. Absorbed in ecstatic love for Krishna, he wandered throughout the garden searching for him. Verse 30, Rase Radha Lena Krishna Antardhan Kaila Pache Sakhi Gana Yaiche Chahi Bedaila. Bedala is wandered. Like earlier we had a chapter, the Beda Kirtan, the walking Kirtan. After Krishna disappeared with Radharani during the Rasa dance, the gopis wandered in the forest looking for him. In the same way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered in that garden by the sea. Verse 31. Say bhava veshe prabhu prati tarulata shlok padi chahi bule yatha tatha. Absorbed in the ecstatic mood of the gopi, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu wandered here and there. He began to inquire after Krishna by quoting verses to all the trees and creepers. Purport: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then quoted the following three verses from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.30, 9, 7 and 8. Verse 32. Chuta Priyala Panasasana Kovidar Jamva Arka Bilva Bakulamara Kadamba Nipaha Ye Anye Parartha Bhavaka Yamuno Pakulaha Shamsantu Krishna Padavim Rahitat Manam Naha. Chuta tree is a kind of mango tree. The gopi said, O Chuta tree, Priyala tree, Panasa, Asana and Kovidar, O Jambu tree, O Arka tree, O Bel, Bakula and Mango, O Kodamba tree, O Nipa tree and all other trees living on the bank of the Yamuna. For the welfare of others, please let us know where Krishna has gone. We have lost our minds and almost dead. Verse 33. Kachit Tulasi Kalyani Govinda Charana Priya Sahat Wali Kulair Bhibrata Drishtaste Ati Priyo Achyutaha. O all auspicious Tulasi plant, you are very dear to Govinda's lotus feet and he is very dear to you. Have you seen Krishna walking here and there? Walking here wearing a garland of your leaves surrounded by a swarm of bumblebees. Verse 34. Malati Adarshi Vachak Vahakachin Mallike Jati Yuthike Pritim Vo Janyan Yatah Karasparshena Madhava. O plants of Malati flowers, Mallika flowers, Jati and Yuthika flowers, have you seen Krishna passing this way, touching you with his hand to give you pleasure? Verse 35. Amra Panasa Piyala Jambu Kovidar Tirthavasi Sabe Kar Par Upakar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O mango tree, O jackfruit tree, O piyal, jambu and kovidar trees, you are all inhabitants of a holy place, therefore kindly act for the welfare of others. So the panasa is jackfruit. Verse 36. Krishna tomara iha aila paila darshana krishnera uddesha kahi rakhan jivana. Have you seen Krishna coming this way? Kindly tell us which way he has gone and save our lives. Verse 37. Uttarana pana punaha kare anumana say sabha purusha jati krishnera sakhara samana. When the trees did not reply, the gopis guessed, since all of these trees belong to the male class, all of them must be friends of Krishna. So how innocent and sweet of gopis to think like that. Verse 38. Ekene kahive krishnera uddesha amaya e stri jati lata amar sakhi paraya. Why should the trees tell us where Krishna has gone? Let us rather inquire from the rich creepers. They are female and therefore are like friends to us. Verse 39. Avashya kahive pana che krishnera darshane eta anumani puche tulasi Adi Kane. They will certainly tell us where Krishna has gone, since they have seen him personally. Guessing in this way, the gopis inquired from the plants and creepers headed by Tulsi. This was verse 39. Moving to verse 40. Tulasi Malati Yuthi Badhavi Mallike Tomar Priya Krishna Aila Tomar Antike. O Tulasi, O Malati, O Yuthi, Madhavi and Malika, Krishna is very dear to you, therefore he must have come near you. Verse 49, Tumi Sabha, how Amar Sakhira Samana, Krishno Desha Kahi Sabe Rakha Parana. You are all just like dear devotees to us. Kindly tell us which way Krishna has gone and save our lives. Verse 42, Uttarana Pana Punaha Bhavena Antare Eha Krishna Dasi Bhaye Na Kahe Amare. When they still received no reply, the gopis thought these plants are all Krishna's maid servants, and out of fear they will not speak to us. Verse 43. Age mrigi gana dekhi Krishnang gandhapana tara mukha dekhi puchena nirnay kariya. The gopis then came upon the group of the she-deer, smelling the aroma of Krishna's body, and seeing the faces of the deer, the gopis inquired from them to ascertain if Krishna was nearby. Verse 44. Api ena patni upagataha priya yeha gatres tanvan drisham sakhi sunivritam achyuto vaha kantang sanga kucha kunkuma ranjitayah kundasrijaha kula pater iha vati kandaha. So this is verse 44. O wife of the deer, Lord Krishna has been embracing his beloved, and thus the kunkuma powder on her body has covered his garland of kunda flowers. The fragrance of his garland is flowing here. Oh my dear friend, have you seen Krishna passing this way with the dearmost companion, increasing the pleasure of the eyes of all of you? Purport. This verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.30.11. Verse 45. Kaha mrigi radha sah Shri Krishna sarvatha tomaya sukha dite aila nahike anyatha. This is verse 45. Oh dear, though Shri Krishna is always very pleased to give you pleasure, kindly inform us whether he has passed this way in the company of Srimati Radharani. We think they must certainly have come this way. Verse 46. Radha priya sakhi amar nahi bahiranga dur haite jani tar yaiche ang gandha. We are not outsiders, being very dear friends of Srimati Radharani. We can perceive the bodily fragrance of Krishna from a distance. Verse 47. Radha anga sange kucha kunkuma bhushita Krishna kunda mala gandhe vayu suvashita. Krishna has been embracing Srimati Radharani, and the kunkuma powder on her body has mixed with the garland of kunda flowers decorating his body. The fragrance of the garland has scented the entire atmosphere. Verse 48. Krishna ihan chadi gela ihon virahini Kiba uttar dibe e na shune kahini. This was verse 48. The translation is like this. Lord Krishna has left this place, and therefore the deer are feeling separation. They do not hear our words. Therefore, how can they reply? Verse 49. Age vriksha gana dekhe pushpa phala bhare shakha sabha padiyaiche prithivi upare. The gopis then came upon many trees so laden with fruits and flowers that their branches bent down to the ground. Verse 50. Krishna dekhi ei sabha karena namaskar Krishna gaman puche tare kariya nirdhar. The gopis thought, this is verse 50, the gopis thought that because all the trees must have seen Krishna pass by, they are offering respectful obeisances to them. To be certain, the gopis inquired from the trees. Verse 51. Bahum priyams upadhaya grihita padmo ramanujus tulasi kali kulair madandhe anviyaman iha vasataravah pranamamam kimva bhinandati charan pranaya valoke. O trees, kindly tell us whether Balram's younger brother Krishna welcomed your obeisances with loving glances as he passed this way, resting one hand on the shoulder of Srimati Radharani, holding a lotus flower in the other, and then being followed by a swarm of bumblebees maddened by the fragrance of tulsi leaves. Purport: this verse is quoted by Srimad Bhagavatam 10.30.12, verse 52. Priya mukhe bhring pade taha nivarite lila padma chalaite haila anye chitte. To stop the bumblebees from landing on the face of his beloved, he whisked them away with the lotus flower in his hand, and thus his mind was slightly diverted. Verse 53. Tomar praname ki kera chena avadhana kiba nahi karena kah vachan praman. Did he or did he not pay attention while you offered him obeisances? Kindly give it evidence supporting your verse. This is verse 53. Verse 54. Now, Krishnera viyoge e sevak dukhita kiba uttar dive ihar nahika samvit. Separation from Krishna has made these servants very unhappy. Having lost consciousness, how can they answer us? Verse 55. Eta bali aage chale yamunyar kule dekhe tahan Krishna haya kadamber tale. Saying this, the gopis stepped into the beach by the Yamuna river. There they saw Krishna's beneath a kadam tree. Verse 56. Koti manmatha mohana murali vadana apar saundarye hare jagan netra mana. Standing there with his flute to his lips, Krishna, who enchants millions upon millions of cupids, attracted the eyes and minds of all the world with his unlimited beauty. Verse 57. Saundarya dekhiya bhume pade murcha pana hena kale swarupadi milila asiya. When Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu saw the transcendental beauty of Krishna, he fell down on the ground unconscious. At that time, all the devotees headed by Sarup Damodar Goswami joined him in the garden. Verse 58. Purvavat sarvange satvik bhav sakala antare ananda aswad bahire vifala. Just as before they saw all the symptoms of transcendental ecstatic love manifested in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although externally he appeared bewildered, he was tasting transcendental bliss within. Verse 59. Purvat sabe mili karaila chetana uthiya chaudike prabhu karena darshana. Once again all the devotees brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu back to consciousness by concerted effort. Then the Lord got up and began wandering here and there, looking all around. Verse 60. Kaha gela Krishna ekhani painu darshana tanhara saundarya mora harila netra mana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, where has my Krishna gone? I saw him just now and his beauty has captured my eyes and mind. Verse 61. Punaha kene na dekhiya murali vadana tanhara darshan lobhe brahmaya nayana. Why can't I see again Krishna holding his flute to his lips? My eyes are wandering in hope of seeing him once more. Verse 62. Vishakhare Radha Yaiche Shloka Kahila Se Shloka Mahaprabhu Padite Lagila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then recited the following verse, which was spoken by Srimati Radharani to her dear friend Vishakha. Verse 63. Navambuddha Lasadyutir Navatadin Manojanambharaha Suchitra Murali Sfurcha Sharad Anand Amanda Chandra Nanaha Mayudal Bhushitaha Subhagatar Har Prabha Same Madan Mohanaha Sakhi Tanoti Netra Sriham. Netra Sriham is the desire of the eyes. My dear friend, the luster of Krishna's body is more brilliant than a newly formed cloud, and his yellow dress is more attractive than newly arrived lightning. A peacock feather decorates his body, and on his neck hangs a lovely necklace of brilliant pearls. As he holds his charming flute to his lips, his face looks as beautiful as the full autumn moon. By such beauty, Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, is increasing the desire of my eyes to see him. Verse 64. The purport of the above verse is just a line. This verse is also found in Govinda Lilamrit 8.4. Moving on to verse 64. Navaghana snigdha varna dalitagya dalitanjana chikkana indivar varanindi sukomara jini upamana gana. Hare Sabar Netra Mana Krishna Kanti Parama Prabal. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues, Sri Krishna's complexion is as polished as powdered eye ointment. It surpasses the beauty of a newly formed cloud and is softer than a blue lotus flower. Indeed, his complexion is so pleasing that it attracts the eyes and mind of everyone, and it is powerful that it defies all comparison. Verse 65. Kaha sakhi ki kari upay Krishna bhuta baraka mora netra chataka na dekhi piyase mari yae. My dear friend, please tell me, what should I do? Krishna is as attractive as a wonderful cloud, and my eyes are just like chataka birds, which are dying of thirst because they do not see such a cloud. Right, verse 66. So chatak birds which are dying of thirst because they do not see such a cloud. Krishna is compared to a wonderful cloud. The eyes are watching it like a chatak bird. Verse 66. Saudamini pitambara sthira nahi nirantara mukta har bhakka panti bala indra dhanav sikhi paka upay diya che. Sudamini pitambara sthira nahe nirantara muktahara bakapanti bhala indrasthane dhanu shikhi pakha upay diyache dekha ardhanu Vajanti mala. Krishna's yellow dress looks exactly like the restless lightning in the sky, and the pearl necklace on his neck appears like a line of ducks flying below a cloud. Both the peacock feathers on his head and his Vajanti garland containing flowers of 5 colors resemble the rainbow. Rainbows rather. Verse 67. Muralir kaladhani madhur garjan shuni vrindavane nache mayur chai akalankar. So the the pearl necklace on his neck appears like the line of ducks flying below the cloud. The peacock feather on his head and his Vajanti garland containing flowers of 5 colors. Verse 67. Muralira kaladhvani madhur garjana fana Vrindavane nache mayur chaya akalanka purna kala lavanya jyotsna janamala. I'll repeat this again. Murlir kaladhvani madhur garjan shuni vrindavan nache mayur chaya akalanka purnanda kala lanta lavanya jyotsana jalmala chitran. The luster of Krishna's The luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful as spotless full moon for the and that has just risen, and the vibration of his flute sounds exactly like the sweet thundering of a new warm cloud. When the peacocks in Vrindavan hear the vibration, they all begin to dance. Verse 68. Lilamrit Varshine since sorry. The luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful as spotless full moon that has just risen, and the vibration of his flute sounds exactly like the sweet thundering of newly formed cloud. When the peacocks in Vrindavan hear that vibration, they all begin to dance. Verse 68. Lilamrit Varishane since Chauda Bhuvane Hena Megha Yabe Dekha Dila. The clouds, the verse is still continuing. Durdev Jhanjha Pavane Meghe Nil Anyasthane Mare Chatak Pite Na Paila. The cloud of Krishna's pastimes is drenching the 14 worlds with a shower of nectar. Unfortunately, when that cloud appeared, the whirlwind rose and blew it away from me. Being unable to see the cloud, the chatak bird of my eyes is almost dead from the thirst. Verse 16. Punah kahe hai hai pada Ram Rai kahe Prabhu Gadgad Akhyane Ramanand Pade Shloka Shuni Prabhura Harsh Shloka Apane Prabhu Karena Vyakhyane. In a faltering voice, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu again said, "Alas, go on reading Ramarai." Thus Ramaranda Rai began to read a verse. While listening to this verse, the Lord was sometimes very jubilant and sometimes overcome by lamentation. Verse 70. Vikshyala Kavrita Mukham Tava Kundala Shrigandha Satala Dharasudham Astiva Lokam Datta Bhayam Cha Bhujadanda Yugam Vilokaya Vikshaha Vaksha Shriyaika Vikshaya, I'll read it again. Vikshaya Lakavrita Mukham Tava Kundala Shri Ganda Sthaladhara Sudham Hastiva Valokam Datta Bhayam Cha Bhuja Danda Yugam Vilokya Vakshaha Shriyaika Ramanam Cha Bhavam Dasya. Dear Krishna, by seeing your beautiful face decorated with tresses of hair, by seeing the beauty of your earrings falling on your cheeks, and by seeing the nectar of your lips, the beauty of your smiling glances, your two arms which assure complete fearlessness, and your broad chest whose beauty arouses conjugal attraction, we have simply surrendered ourselves to becoming your maidservants. Purport: this verse, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.39, was spoken by the gopis when they arrived before Krishna for the rasa dance. Verse 71. Krishna Jini Padma Chanda Patiyache Mukha Phand Tate Adhara Madhu Smitachara Vraja Nari Ashi Phande Padi Hayadasi Chadi Lajpati Ghar Dwar. So Padma Chand is the lotus flower and the moon, and Ashi means approaching in Bengali. After conquering the moon and the lotus flower, Krishna wished to capture the doe-like gopis. Thus he spread the noose of his beautiful face, and within that noose he placed the bait of his sweet smile to misguide the gopis. The gopis fell prey to that trap and became Krishna's maidservants, thus giving up their homes, families, husbands, and prestige. Verse 72, Bandhava Krishna Kare Vyadher Achar Nahi Mane Dharma Dharma Hare Nari Mrigi Marma Kare Nana Upay Tahar. My dear friend, Krishna acts just like a hunter. This hunter does not care for piety or impiety. He simply creates many devices to conquer the cores of the hearts of the doe-like gopis. Verse 73, Gandha Sthala Jalamala Nache Makara Kundala Say Nritya Hare Nari Chaye Sasmita Kataksha Bane Ta Sabar Ritaya Hane Nari Vadhe Nahi Kichu Bhaya. The earrings dancing on Krishna's cheeks are shaped like sharks and they shine very brightly. These dancing earrings attract the minds of all women. Over and above this, Krishna pierces the hearts of women with the arrows of his sweetly smiling glances. He is not at all afraid to kill women in this way. Verse 74, Ati Uchcha Suvistar Lakshmi Shrivats Alankar Krishnera Ye Dakaite Dakatiya Vaksha Braj Devi Laksha Laksha Ta Sabar Mano Vaksha Haridasi Karibare Daksha. This is verse 74. O Krishna's chest are the ornaments of Shrivatsa and the mark indicating the residence of the goddess of fortune. His chest, which is as broad as plunderers, attracts thousands upon thousands of damsels of Raja, conquering their minds and breasts by force. Thus they all become maidservants of the supreme personalities of Godhead. Verse 75, Sulalita Dirgha Gharagala Krishnera Bhuja Yugala Bhuje Nahe Krishna Sarpakaye Dui Shaila Chidre Paishe Narira Hridaye Damse Mare Nari Se Visha Jwala. This is verse 75. The two very beautiful arms of Krishna are just like the long bows. They also resemble the bodies of black snakes that enter the space between the two hill-like chests of women and bite their hearts. The women then die from the burning poison. Purport: in other words, the gopis become very agitated by lusty desires. They are burning due to the poisonous bite inflicted by the black snakes of Krishna's beautiful arms. Verse 76, Krishna Kara Padatala Koti Chandra Shushitala Jini Karpura Vena Moola Chandana Ek Bhara Yar Sparshe Smara Jwala Visha Nashe Yar Sparshe Lubdha Nari Mana. The combined cooling effect of camphor, roots of khaskhas and sandalwood is surpassed by the coolness of Krishna's palms and the soles of his feet, which are cooler and more pleasing than millions upon millions of moons. If women are touched by them even once, their minds are enticed, and the burning poison of lusty desire for Krishna is immediately vanquished. Verse 77, Eteka vilap kari prema veshe gaura hari e arthe pade ek shlok sei shlok padi radha vishakhare kahe badha ughadiya hridayer shoka. Lamenting in ecstatic love, Sri Caitanya Mahāprabhu then recited the following verse, which was spoken by Srimati Radharani while exposing the lamentation of her heart to her friend Srimati Vishakha. Verse 78, Harin Mani Kavatika Pratat Hari Vaksha Sthalah Samaratra Taruni Manah Kalusha Hari Dor Arghalah Sudhamshu Hari Chandanotpala Sitabhra Shitangakah Same Madan Mohanah Sakhi Tanoti Vakshah Spriham. My dear friend, Krishna's chest is as broad and attractive as a door made of Indraneel gems, and his two arms strong as bolt holds can relieve the mental anguish of young girls distressed by lusty desires for him. His body is cooler than the moon, sandalwood and the lotus flower and camphor. In this way, Madan Mohan, the attractor of Cupid, is increasing the desire of my breast. Purport: this verse is also found in Govinda Lilamrit 8.7, verse 79. Prabhu kahe Krishna Muni ekhan ipaino apnar durdaiva punah harainu. Sri Chaitanya Mahāprabhu then said, I just now had Krishna, but unfortunately I've lost him again. Verse 80, Chanchala Swabhava Krishnera Narai ek sthane dekh diya mana hari kare antardhane. By nature, Krishna is very restless. He does not stay in one place. He meets with someone, enchants his mind, and then he disappears. And it's just coming to mind that Lakshmi ji is quite same. She's also called Chanchala. And it's so beautiful to read these verses and so fortunate to read them again and again. Verse 81. Tasam tat swabhag madam vikshaya manam cha keshavaha prashmaya prasadaya tatre vantardhiyayata. The gopis became proud of their great fortune. To subdue their sense of superiority and show them special favor, Keshav, the subduer of even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, disappeared from Rasa dance. Purport: this verse quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.48 was spoken by Shukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. Verse 82. Swarup Gosani re kahena gao ek geeta yate amar hridayera haita sambit. Sambit is a consciousness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said to Swarup Damodar Goswami, please sing a song that will bring consciousness to my heart. Verse 83. Swarupa Gosani tabe madhur kariya geet govindera pad gaye prabhure shunana. Thus, for the pleasure of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar Goswami began very sweetly singing the following verse from Geet Govinda. Verse 84. Rase harin iha vihit vilasam samarati mano mama krita parihasam. This is verse 84. Here in the arena of the Ras dance, I remember Krishna, who is always fond of joking and performing pastimes. Purport: this verse is quoted from Gita Govinda 2.3. Verse 85. Swarupa Gosani yabe ye pad gahila uthi prema veshe prabhu nachite lagila. This is verse 85. When Swarup Damodar Goswami sang this special song, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately got up and began to dance in ecstatic love. Verse 86. Ashta satvik bhav ange prakat haila harshadi vyabhichari sab uthaya lila. At that time, all 8 kinds of spiritual transformations became manifest in Lord Sri Chaitanya's body. The 33 symptoms of vyabhichari bhav, beginning with lamentation and jubilation, became prominent as well. Verse 87. Bhavodaya bhavasandhi bhava shabalay bhave bhave mahayuddhe sabar prabalya. All the ecstatic symptoms such as bhavodaya, bhavasandhi and bhav shabalya awakened in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A great fight arose between one emotion and another, and each of them became prominent. Verse 88. Sai pada punah punah karaya gayana punah punah aswadaya karena nartana. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had Swarup Damodar sing the same verse again and again. Each time he sang it, the Lord tasted it anew, and thus he danced again and again. Verse 89. E mata nritya yadi haila bahukshana Swarupa Gosani Padakaila Samapana. After the Lord had been dancing for a long time, Swarup Damodar Goswami stopped singing the verse. Verse 90. Bala Bala Bali Prabhu Kahena Bar Bar Nagai Swarupa Gosani Shrama Dekhi Tanra. Over and over again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, go on, sing, sing. But Swarup Damodar, seeing the Lord's fatigue, did not resume singing. This was verse 90. Moving to verse 91. Bala Bala Prabhu Balena Bhakta Ganashuni Chaudi Kete Sabay Meli Kare Harithwani. When the devotees heard Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, go on singing, they all gathered around him and began to chant the holy name of Hari in unison. Verse 92, Ramananda Rai Tabe Prabhure Vasaila Vijanadi Kari Vigyanadi, or is it Vijanadi Kari Prabhura Shrama Guchaila. At that time, Ramananda Rai made Lord sit down and dissipated his fatigue by fanning him. Verse 93, Prabhure Lena Gela Sabe Samudrera Tire Snana Karana Punaha Tanre Lena Aila Ghare. Then all the devotees took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the beach and bathed him. Finally, they brought him back home. Verse 94, Bhojan Karana Prabhure Karaila Shaina Ramananda Adi Sabe Gela Nijasthana. After they fed him lunch, they made him lie down. Then all the devotees headed by Ramananda Rai returned to their respective homes. Verse 95, Eta Kahilun Prabhura Udyan Vihara Vrindavan Brahme Yaha Praveshe Tanhar. Thus I have described Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in the garden which he entered, mistaking it for Vrindavan. Verse 96, Pralapa Sahita Eyun Mad Varnan Shri Rupa Gosani Iha Kariya Chena Varnan. There he exhibited transcendental madness and ecstatic cravings, which Rupa Goswami has described very nicely in his Tvamala as follows. Verse 97, Payoras Shes Tires Furad Upavanali Kalanya Muhur Vrindaranya Smarana Janita Prema Vivashaha Pachit Krishna Vritti Prachal Rasano Bhakti Rasikaha Sa Chaitanya Kim Se Punarapi Drishore Yasyati Padam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the topmost of all devotees. Sometimes while walking on the beach, he would see a beautiful garden nearby and mistake it for the forest of Vrindavan. Thus he would be completely overwhelmed by the ecstatic love of Krishna and begin to dance and chant the holy name. His tongue worked incessantly as he chanted, Krishna, Krishna, will he again become visible before the path of my eyes? Purport: this quotation is from the first Chaitanyashtaka, verse 6 in Srila Rupa Goswami's Tvamala. Verse 9. The purport I've just read. Verse 98. Ananta Chaitanya Lila na yaye likhana dina matra dekhana taha kariye suchana. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are unlimited. It is not possible to write of them properly. I can only give an indication of them as I try to introduce them. Verse 99, Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Yar Ash Chaitanya Charitamrit Kahe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, I always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit Antilila 15th chapter, describing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in the garden by the sea. So this was last verse 99 of chapter 15. The Transcendental Madness of Lord Chaitanya. So thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. पंचतत्व की जय और प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।